DCs have been critical in the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's effort to increase highway safety. One way the FMCSA is increasing highway safety is by training medical providers to determine whether a driver is medically safe to operate a commercial motor vehicle. The government considers offering medical exams to commercial drivers to be an essential medical service. DCs who have become certified medical examiners have had a significant effect on improving the quality of physical exams. There are many types of drivers who are required to maintain a current medical certificate by getting a DOT physical exam at least every 2 years. In addition to those who carry a commercial driver's license or CDL, those who drive smaller vehicles are also required to maintain a current medical certificate even though they have a regular driver's license. Also, drivers of any vehicle or combination of vehicle and trailer rated to carry a single or combined weight of over 10,000 pounds are required to maintain a current medical certificate. Of course, drivers of large vehicles with a combined weight of over 26,000 pounds, such as semi-trucks, must have a current medical certificate and a CDL license. There are over 60,000 active military service members that have military training and experience to drive a commercial motor vehicle, but who were not required to obtain a medical certificate. Those that are 18 years old and who leave the military can drive a CMV across state lines, but are required to have a medical certificate. Otherwise, non-military personnel must be at least 21 years of age before driving a CMV across state lines. The most recent statistics released by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, FMCSA, was from data collected between May 2014 and March 2017. This data consisted only of interstate drivers, meaning those that drive across state lines. All intrastate drivers, who must also maintain a medical certificate, were not included. During that time, 14.7 million driver exams were performed. 8.4 million of those drivers received a medical certificate good for 2 years, while 4.4 million received a 1-year medical certificate. As mentioned on the previous slide, the FMCSA statistics did not include exams performed for those not driving across state lines. The actual number of exams performed is much higher. Exams performed on intrastate drivers, meaning those who only drive within their state, are not required to be reported to the FMCSA. Most states allow 16-year-olds, and one state allows 14-year-olds to drive a commercial motor vehicle. All states require school bus drivers to have a medical certificate. Additionally, there are other federal programs and private industries that require a medical certificate, such as taxi, metro vans, bus drivers, power line workers, and more. So, what is the true number of exams performed yearly? No one knows for sure. Of the Big 5 professions performing DOT physical exams, DCs make up the smallest group of medical examiners. There are over 4 times more NPs, 4 times more MDs, and nearly 3 times more PAs when compared to DCs. But another fact about DC CMEs is puzzling. Only 5% of DCs nationwide are medical examiners, whereas the NP and PA professions have double the participating percentage. Continuing with the FMCSA data, DCs performed 3.1 million driver exams, which equates to 1,100 exams per year for each chiropractic medical examiner. This is more than twice as many physicals per provider than any other profession. The total estimated payout to the chiropractic profession, or rather to 4,004 DCs, is estimated to be between $200 and $300 million. And what makes this deal even better is there's no need to hassle with insurance companies. It's all self-pay. The market penetration of the chiropractic profession has been remarkable, and we expect this trend to have expanded when new FMCSA data becomes available. When obtaining a DOT physical exam, there are 2 main things drivers are most interested in: the cost of the exam and appointment availability. Nationwide, the cost of a DOT physical exam varies depending on geographic area, the amount of competition, and the profession of the medical examiner. But prices have been known to be as high as $225. DCs generally have lower overhead and are more competitively priced than other professions, and the majority of DCs have same-day or next-day appointments available. Team CME members' clinics amount to approximately 1,000 locations nationwide, and 95% of them are owned by DCs. Our members charge between $50 to $150, with a median charge of $80 per exam. When staff members assist in the exam, a medical examiner can spend as little as 10 minutes with a driver who has minimal medical issues, while their staff will spend 20 to 30 minutes with the driver. Keep in mind that these fees are usually paid in full at the time of service, either by the driver or their employer. In 2018, the Jobs for Our Heroes Act required the Department of Veterans Affairs to make the DOT physical exams available to all active duty, reservists, and veterans. Like with all other drivers, the exam must be performed by a certified medical examiner who is listed in the National Registry. However, the VA system has few medical examiners, so they have been referring veterans to local private medical examiner clinics to provide this service. The National Registry places requirements for those desiring to offer DOT physical exams for drivers. Medical providers must have the ability to perform physical exams listed in their state scope of practice. DCs can perform these exams in all states except for New York, Michigan, and Washington. Medical examiners must maintain their state professional license, attend an accredited training course, and pass a certification test. Team CME offers this accredited training both online through our website and through live training seminars. The National Registry Certification Test is a computer-facilitated test with 120 multiple-choice questions. 100 of these questions are being graded and 20 are being evaluated for future tests. There is a 2-hour time limit. The passing score is 71 out of 100, and the testing location will immediately give you the results upon completion. If you fail, you can retake the test after a 30-day waiting period. The certification test must be passed within 3 years, 36 chances, of completing the training course. 2 companies offer the certification test at over 600 testing sites across the United States. To find the nearest location, you might have to contact both companies by going to their websites. The cost of taking the certification test is $79. Once the FMCSA has verified your license to practice and your passing score, you are emailed a certificate. You cannot perform the medical exam until you receive your certificate. To access and to learn more about the accredited NRCME Medical Examiner Training and Practice Test, go to www.teamcme.com and hover your mouse over the training menu item. This will cause the drop-down menu to appear. By selecting the first item in the drop-down menu, you will be taken to the training homepage. If you prefer in-person training, you can select the drop-down menu item titled Live NRCME Medical Examiner Training. Our course was designed by Dr. Michael McGehee, who is one of the original subject matter experts who collaborated with the FMCSA to develop a curriculum, identifying the critical knowledge and skills needed to perform DOT physical exams. It is the most comprehensive course available, as well as the least expensive, offering the greatest value.